Hey y'all, how you guys doing? I remember you're here for Delia. I wanna believe you are doing great and of course staying out of trouble. You know what? While I'm on my way right now, something came in my mind and I wanted to share it. The thing is most times when we keep worrying over the situation that we found ourselves, when we keep worrying over the things of the world, we normally forget that there are some people who never made it to where we are right now. For real. There are people who never have the opportunity to get to where we are right now. Maybe we had an opportunity, you know, to grow from being a baby to a teenager, from a teenager to an adult, from an adult to parents. But some people never had this opportunity, not because there is something wrong with them, not because they were not created by the same God. But it's so unfortunate that most times life has to happen to some people. And when life happens, it looks like the people that probably life happened to, it look like they are not being favored. Or it look like their own case is different. But I think I have come to understand that when it comes to the things of life, when things happen for you in a positive way, it's not just because you are lucky. I want to say maybe grace found you. I want to say maybe you were favored. Everybody, of course, have the right to find favor from God. Do you know why I said we need to stop thinking or believing that when things happen, it is just because they are unlucky and we are lucky? No, I don't just want to think like that. I don't just want to believe it is that way. Sometimes they were probably caught in between and at the wrong time. Sometimes when things happen, I want to look at it in a way that most times maybe someone is at the right place but at the wrong time, right? I have seen in a situation whereby friends were sitting, maybe drinking and having their moment, and for some reason there was a gunshot and boom, the wrong person is being taken down, right? That is someone becoming a victim of circumstance because you happen to be at the right place but at the wrong time. Yeah, why I say at the right place is because you were with your friends, of course, having the moment together. But now, being in the wrong timing is because the gunshot happened at the wrong time because there was not supposed to be any reason why that should happen at that moment. Let me also give you a scenario of a friend that I lost during our school days. Yeah, she happens to be a very good friend, beautiful. At this point, we all were still as God created us. Everybody was still as God created them. No one knows any man, We were still all virgins and all that. So we were telling ourselves that, man, this engineering that we found ourselves is making us not to know what's up with the school. We don't know anything happening. Those days you see people, they travel, they go to the club, they do this, they do that. But we keep, as engineering students, sometimes you don't even have time to flex around. So we had that discussion and said, man, by the time we get to our fourth level and we come back from our industrial training, being IT, we are going to have some party. We are going to enjoy and all that. So what happened? We went to the industrial training, but when coming back, not everyone came back. Not everyone. So I was still, because I did my industrial training in Lagos State. So I was still in Lagos State when I got a call that said that my friend who traveled with other friends to attend another friend traditional marriage had an accident. That they were on their way coming back and then they had this accident that The car was assaulted more than 3 times. The driver died. Very unfortunate. My friend died. Now the two people at the back who happens to be alive to tell the story. One had internal injury and the other one had a broken leg. But to tell you the truth, my friend died at that spot. At that point, all her dream was shattered. At that point, all her dream died with her. At that point, every of our conversation died with her. I mean, her own side of the conversation. It was quite unfortunate. She never saw life. She never had an opportunity to know what a relationship was like. She never had an opportunity to even get married, for someone to call her mommy and all. She never had an opportunity for so many things because her life was cut short. So you see what I'm saying? I'm here telling this story because when I went for her burial, and it was a time for her to be buried, when I was looking at her corpse, I couldn't believe that was my friend. I couldn't believe that. So I said this to say that when things happen or when you are going through stuff, don't always think that your case is worst. Don't always think that you do not deserve what you are going through because it's meant for you or because it is you, that is why you're going through what you're going through. No. I want you to learn that when you want to judge about the things of life, you always have to look at the two sides of the coin. Yes. Do you know I remember after she died, in my dream, I saw her came trying to invite me, saying that, hey, do you remember we said we're going to club when we get back from IT? We need to club. We need to go to that club. This was a dream. So now another colleague of ours, this happened to be a guy. And somehow he was in that dream. He called me and said, hey, Delia, better not respond to that call because already you know she's dead. So be mindful. You get that? So when things happen, sometimes there is always someone that would be on the standby, like a guardian angel, to guide you, to correct you. Sometimes when you want to judge some things about life, you have to have an open mind. For real. For real. I want you to know that there is nothing that is happening that God does not know how to protect or preserve you from. They might happen, just like my friend died. I don't want to look at it and say, hey, God, why didn't you save her? You get it? That's why I say most times we might be at the right place at the wrong time. Two people were alive from that accident to tell the story. You want me to say, why not my friend? We'll say that because everybody's life is important. I wish for all of them to be alive. You get it? Because sometimes, it looks like life is so unfair. Sometimes. Kind of look like life is so unfair, right? But to be honest with you, I have this ideology that as long as I'm alive, as long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm still sleeping and waking up, I won't give up. That is my ideology about life. You get it? And I always work with my inner mind. I work with my spirit mind. You can tell me stuff, but I will definitely listen to what my spirit is telling me because most times when I go against what my spirit is telling me, it always come back or turn back to hurt me. So sometimes I always try to listen to my inner spirit before I make a decision. So I'm gonna leave it at this point, but I want to make you understand that at any time things happen, don't always think it's because of you. At any time a situation happens, don't think because you are the one involved that is why it happened, right? Have an open mind when judging some things about yourself, and don't always condemn yourself 100% in every situation or called in any situation found yourself. I will leave it here until I see you guys next time. I remain your guide for the land. Remember, blessed and stay out of trouble. Bye bye.